How's it going, guys? White Rabbit here. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the 2015 Grammys, which just aired. I have to apologize, I didn't even realize the Grammys were on tonight, so I missed most of it. I didn't have a chance to record much of any of it, except for the last 30 minutes or so. But I've caught up since then, and I'd like to go through and break down some of the things that I noticed, both in the last 30 minutes, and I'm going to touch on some of the things that happened before as well. So without further ado, here we go. The first Grammy performance was by AC/DC. And if you guys know anything about AC/DC, okay, they're pretty well known for being a satanic rock band. So, you know, interesting choice. But the second song that they sang was actually their hit Highway to Hell. And actually, before I get into that, you can see kind of the checkerboard pattern going on the floor, much like we saw in the Super Bowl performance. But anyway, the second song they sung, if I can get to it here, was Highway to Hell. Okay. And you can kind of see all the red going throughout and all the red lighting and things. But what is really peculiar is that while they were singing this extremely satanic song, encouraging people to basically live a hellish lifestyle, you will notice, you know, obviously the flames in the backgrounds and things, but, oh, there's Katy Perry. The red horns. Everybody in the audience is wearing red devil horns. Oh, and of course she's making the devil horn sign, of course. Also notice the purple hair. We'll come back to that in a minute. So, it's pretty incredible that they're this blatant about it, you know? And of course, you gotta love Lady Gaga getting into it. She's loving this song. This is her jam, man. So again, it's just interesting that they would start the Grammys off this year with Highway to Hell. So if we switch gears here a little bit to the part of the Grammys that I actually watched, I turned on the TV just in time to see this familiar commercial. This is that Scientology commercial that I talked about in that Super Bowl video I did, remember? Where they're talking about genetically modifying people. They're reaching for immortality. It was interesting because that aired right before this clip where they are going through and talking about the rights of musicians. And this caught my eye, this decal, because we have this sense of duality with the white and the black, but we also have this wormhole depiction. Again, same type of thing as we saw in the halftime performance. But in addition to that, as they're going through this, I noticed that this girl here has purple lipstick on. And that caught my eye, especially given the context of they're talking about technology and the rights of these musicians in combination with that with this wormhole type depiction. You know, again, that goes back into the transcendence agenda on a subliminal level. So to top that off, we get a shot at Katy Perry, who also is adorned in purple hair, or in purple. And I went back and I wanted to see if that was just a fluke, and it turns out that purple was a pretty prevalent theme in this year's performance. We have the purple background in several of these performances. I also noticed, I don't know if it'll still be on the live thing here, but no, all those cameras look down. But the ushers, all the ushers during the Oscars, or during the Grammys, were wearing purple. They were all wearing like purple suits. And we have, you know, it just seemed like purple was a pretty prevalent theme all throughout this year's Grammy Awards. So again, that goes back into the Hegelian dialectic, right? It's talking about the coming about of their ultimate objective, right? It's pinning two sides, the red and the blue pillar, against each other to create this color purple. And it has all kinds of associations. Not only the Baphomet figure, but the ultimate outcome. Okay, the merging of man and machine, the iron and the clay, the serpent's seed, right? The bridge between this earthly dimension and the heavenly dimension. That's all the significance of purple. So it's interesting that we have, talking about technology again, we have this wormhole looking icon here logo, we have purple lipstick, and we have a shot at the audience of Katy Perry with having purple hair. Not only that, but directly following that, they go through all the celebrities that have died this year, or all the musical artists who have died this year. A little morbid, if you ask me. Almost as if it's some kind of ritual, sacrificial ritual. Just saying. Anyway, if we fast forward to the final performance, was where Beyonce performed. This is about when I tuned in. We can see that she is being introduced by Gwyneth Paltrow. Now, Gwyneth Paltrow has her own deep, dark associations to the occult. And I think this is LL Cool J or whatever he calls himself. But look, we have the red dress and the blue jacket. The red and the blue pillars, right? Not only that, but she's white and he's black. So you have the Hegelian dialectic and the duality of not only the red and the blue, but the white and the black. It's not a racist thing, people. It's just what they're depicting here. And we fast forward to the actual performance here, and what do we have? Beyonce in a wedding dress? What? Now, it's also interesting because she's singing a gospel song. So the Grammys began with a song about hell, and they end the show with a gospel song. You think that's an accident, guys? No. That's the opposing sides, the Hegelian dialectic, the opposing forces. The truth of the matter is, this may seem like a gospel song, and it may seem to fit the Christian perspective or the Christian state of mind, but it's not, because the God that she is singing about here is Satan. Okay? You want me to prove it to you? I will. It's all about intent, people. If we skip forward to when she finishes her section of the song, what is this? What is it? What's her hand motion there? Right there. No, that you didn't catch that one? Let me give you a more clear one. Right there. There it is. Boom. That's a Masonic hand sign, people. Its intent is for the Masons watching, or more specifically, the Luciferians watching. Not all Masons are bad, but a lot of them are just deceived. But that's a Masonic hand sign. That's where that derives from. And what she's saying there is to all the Luciferians to pay attention to what's about to happen. And what do we have? We have these guys coming on, singing about the glory of a coming spiritual war and a physical war, and how glorious the victory will be. That's what they're singing. People really need to wake up. I don't know why you can't see this stuff, all right? It's on a television network with an eyeball for the logo, for crying out loud. This is pretty basic level stuff. And if you can't see what's going on here and what's being represented here, if you refuse to accept this, then get out of the way. There are some people here who are honestly in pursuit of the truth and want good explanations, not just pointing out a stupid triangle here and there. People want to know the underlying occult message being sent in these performances. They all say send a message, people. That's the point. In the Super Bowl performance, what was the key factor? The key factor was the Whore of Babylon. What are we getting here? Do the math, wake up, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks, and God bless.